In this tribute, we remember the legendary wrestlers we've lost in recent years, celebrating their incredible contributions to the world of wrestling. We'll also share the latest heartfelt news about Jon Moxley, which has deeply touched fans everywhere. Join us as we honour their remarkable lives, reflect on their lasting legacies, and cherish the impact they've made. Be part of this heartfelt tribute and help keep their inspiring stories alive. Subscribe now to stay connected and celebrate their enduring influence on wrestling. Jeff Gaylord, born on October 15, 1958, was a charismatic and athletic professional wrestler whose career spanned several decades. Known for his powerful in-ring presence and distinctive mullet, Gaylord made his mark in the wrestling world through his dynamic style and larger-than-life persona. Gaylord began his wrestling journey in the late 1970s, quickly rising through the ranks of the territorial wrestling scene in the United States. His combination of technical skill and high-flying agility made him a standout performer, catching the attention of fans and promoters alike. Over the years, he competed in a variety of major promotions, including the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and numerous independent circuits. During his time in WCW, Gaylord took part in memorable feuds and storylines that showcased his ability to connect with the audience and play compelling roles in the ring. Whether portraying a hero or a villain, his dedication to entertaining the crowd was always evident. His rugged look, energetic performances, and undeniable charisma made him a fan favourite wherever he went. Although the wrestling industry went through significant changes over the years, Gaylord remained committed to the sport he loved. He continued performing on the independent scene well into his later years, proving his enduring passion and resilience. Tragically, Jeff Gaylord. While he may not have reached the same mainstream fame as some of his peers, his impact on the wrestling community is undeniable. Fans and fellow wrestlers remember him fondly for his dedication, showmanship, and contributions to the industry. His legacy lives on through the memories he created in the ring and the respect he earned from those who followed his career. Juan Manuel Rodriguez Carrillo, better known by his ring name Bestia Salvaje, was a fierce and unforgettable presence in the world of lucha libre. Born on February 11, 1962, he was a proud second-generation wrestler, son of Espectro II, brother of Corazon Salvaje, and brother-in-law of Charito de Oro. With wrestling in his blood, Bestia Salvaje carved out a name for himself during the 1980s and 1990s, becoming a staple of Mexican wrestling. He rose to prominence in Empresa Mexicana de Lucha Libre, AMLL, which later became Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, CMLL. Throughout his storied career, Bestia Salvaje was involved in intense rivalries with major stars like Ringo Mendoza, Mano Negra, and Hector Garza, solidifying his status as a formidable rudo villain in the ring. One of his most memorable contributions came as a member of the faction Los Talibanes, alongside Emilio Charles Jr. and Scorpio Jr., where their brash style and aggressive tactics made them fan favorites, or villains, depending on who you asked. His partnership with Scorpio Jr. led to 2 reigns as CMLL World Tag Team Champions, and he also captured the CMLL World Trios Championship with Emilio Charles Jr. and Sangre Chicana. Despite the wear and tear of a long career, Bestia Salvaje continued wrestling until shortly before his. His final match took place in January 2008 in Guadalajara, just 2 months before Bestia Salvaje is remembered not just for his championships and feuds, but for his passion, toughness, and influence on future generations of luchadores. His legacy lives on in the vibrant world of lucha libre he helped shape. Owen Hart, born on May 7, 1965, was a Canadian professional wrestler renowned for his incredible athleticism, technical mastery, and captivating in-ring performances. As the youngest of 12 children born to wrestling promoter Stu Hart and his wife Helen, Owen grew up in the legendary Hart family, a dynasty deeply rooted in wrestling history. Raised in Calgary, Alberta, wrestling was a way of life for Owen from an early age, shaping his passion and skill for the sport. Owen began his wrestling journey in the early 1980s with Stampede Wrestling, the family's Canadian promotion. There, he honed his craft and built a strong foundation, eventually catching the attention of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. Joining WWF in 1988, Owen quickly stood out thanks to his agility, charisma, and innovative high-flying moves that set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Nicknamed the Rocket and later crowned the King of Hearts, he earned multiple Intercontinental and Tag Team Championships throughout his career. One of the most memorable aspects of Owen's career was his intense and emotionally charged rivalry with his older brother, Bret Hart. Their matches combined technical wrestling prowess with compelling storytelling, making their feud a highlight for wrestling fans worldwide. Tragically, Owen Hart's promising career and life were cut short at just 34 years old. During a live WWF event, he died due to an accident caused by a malfunctioning stunt rig during his entrance. His sudden passing shocked the wrestling community and left a lasting void. Despite his untimely, Owen Hart's legacy lives on, celebrated for his exceptional talent, warm personality, and dedication to wrestling. He remains an enduring figure who continues to inspire wrestlers and fans alike. Randy Macho Man Savage, born Randall Mario Poffo on November 15, 1952 in Columbus, Ohio, was one of wrestling's most charismatic and influential legends. Coming from a wrestling family, his father Angelo Poffo and brother Lanny Poffo were both wrestlers. Savage carved out his own unique legacy with his intense energy, flamboyant persona, and high-flying in-ring style. Starting his career in the mid-1970s, Savage gained fame when he joined the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, in the 1980s. He quickly became known for his explosive promos and electrifying matches. One of the most memorable chapters of his career was his fierce rivalry with Hulk Hogan, culminating in their legendary clash at WrestleMania 5 in 1989. Though Savage lost the WWF World Heavyweight Championship to Hogan in that bout, his reign and battles helped define an era. He also captured the Intercontinental Championship and played a pivotal role during the WWF's rock and wrestling era, helping bring professional wrestling into mainstream pop culture. In the 1990s, Savage transitioned to World Championship Wrestling, WCW, where his captivating performances and colourful character continued to draw fans. Outside the ring, he explored acting, most notably appearing as Bonesaw McGraw in the 2002 Spider-Man film. Tragically, Savage, due to cardiovascular disease after suffering a fatal heart attack while driving in Florida. His deeply impacted the wrestling world, family, and fans alike. Savage's legacy remains powerful. His iconic catchphrases like, "Ooh, yeah," and his unforgettable Macho Man persona live on in wrestling history. Inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2015, Randy Savage continues to inspire generations, remembered as one of the greatest and most beloved figures in professional wrestling. Mike Sharp, born on October 28, 1951, was a Canadian professional wrestler whose career spanned over 2 decades and left a lasting impression on the wrestling world. Known for his strong physique and unwavering dedication, Sharp became a well-known figure in several wrestling promotions, most notably in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, during the 1980s and early 1990s. Sharp began his wrestling career in the late 1970s, quickly earning a reputation as a skilled and dependable performer. His in-ring ability was highlighted by his signature move, the Sharp Shooter, which demonstrated his technical prowess and agility. Throughout his career, he shared the ring with some of the industry's biggest stars, including Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. While he never captured any major championship titles, Sharp was respected for his professionalism and his knack for making his opponents look strong, a crucial skill in wrestling. Often viewed as a gatekeeper talent, Sharp was instrumental in helping to build up other wrestlers, making him a valuable asset behind the scenes and in the ring. His work ethic and charisma made him a fan favorite and a trusted veteran among his peers. Despite often playing the role of the underdog or the challenger, his performances were consistently solid and contributed significantly to the overall storytelling of the matches. Mike Sharp, but his legacy remains in the wrestling community. Remembered as a hard-working and passionate competitor, he earned the respect of fans and fellow wrestlers alike. His dedication to the sport and his role in elevating others have secured his place in wrestling history. Sharp's contributions continue to be honoured by those who appreciate the art and craft of professional wrestling. Sarah Lee, born June 7, 1992, was a gifted American professional wrestler and television personality best known for her time with World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. Hailing from Hope Township, Michigan, Sarah first caught the public's attention in 2015 as a contestant on WWE's reality competition show, Tough Enough. Her fierce determination, athleticism, and natural charisma set her apart from the competition, ultimately leading her to win the contest. This victory earned her a WWE contract and launched her into the world of professional wrestling. In WWE, Sarah Lee competed under her real name and quickly became a fan favorite. She impressed audiences with her agility and commitment in the ring, participating in various matches and live events. Beyond her in-ring skills, Sarah was admired for her genuine personality and approachable nature, which allowed her to connect deeply with fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Her positive attitude and work ethic earned her respect within the wrestling community. Despite her promising career and bright future, Sarah Lee's life took a heartbreaking turn when her sudden stunned fans and colleagues, leading to an outpouring of grief and heartfelt tributes from across the wrestling world. Those who knew her remember Sarah not only for her talent, but also for her kindness and spirit. Sarah Lee's legacy remains alive through the impact she made in the wrestling industry and on the people she inspired. Her journey from small-town Michigan to national spotlight illustrates both the challenges and triumphs faced by aspiring athletes in the demanding world of professional wrestling. Though her life was tragically cut short, her story continues to inspire many who admired her courage, passion, and dedication. Peggy Lee Leather was a respected American professional wrestler born on January 19, 1959, whose powerful presence left a lasting mark on the world of wrestling. Remembered not only for her athletic prowess, but also for her role as a trailblazer for women in the sport. Leather began her wrestling career in the mid-1980s, quickly earning attention for her technical skill and charismatic in-ring performances. She showcased her talent across several major wrestling promotions, including the American Wrestling Association, AWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. Known for her fierce competitiveness and dynamic wrestling style, Peggy Lee Leather captivated fans with every match she took part in, establishing herself as a formidable and memorable figure in women's wrestling during the 1980s and 1990s. More than just a competitor, Leather was a passionate advocate for women's representation in professional wrestling. She worked tirelessly to empower female athletes, pushing for greater visibility and opportunities in a male-dominated industry. Her dedication helped pave the way for future generations of female wrestlers, inspiring many who followed in her footsteps. After retiring from active competition, Peggy Lee Leather continued to contribute to wrestling by working as a trainer and promoter. She devoted herself to mentoring new talent, sharing her extensive knowledge and experience to nurture the next wave of wrestlers. Her passing is deeply felt within the wrestling community, but Peggy Lee Leather's legacy endures. She is remembered not only for her strength and skill inside the ring, but also for her commitment to lifting up women in wrestling, making her an enduring icon and inspiration for fans and fellow wrestlers alike. Jonathan David Good, better known to wrestling fans worldwide as Jon Moxley, stands as one of the most electrifying and unpredictable professional wrestlers of his generation. Born on December 7, 1985 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Moxley's journey through the wrestling world has been marked by transformation, defiance, and a relentless passion for the sport that has earned him legions of fans and respect from peers. From his early days in WWE as Dean Ambrose to becoming a defining figure in All Elite Wrestling, AEW, Moxley's career has reflected the evolution of modern professional wrestling itself, balancing gritty realism with larger-than-life storytelling. From Dean Ambrose to Jon Moxley, reinvention and reinvention again. Moxley's rise to mainstream wrestling fame began in WWE, where he performed under the ring name Dean Ambrose. As a member of the infamous Shield, alongside Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, Ambrose became an instant fan favourite with his chaotic, unpredictable energy and hard-hitting style. WWE capitalised on his intense promos and unorthodox approach, quickly establishing him as a cornerstone of their programming. However, despite considerable success, including a WWE World Championship reign and multiple mid-card title runs, Ambrose's tenure in WWE ended controversially in 2019. Citing creative frustrations and a desire for greater freedom in the ring, Jonathan Good made the dramatic decision to leave WWE. His departure was met with shock and excitement in wrestling circles, as many wondered how he would fare outside the global giant's umbrella. What followed was a rebirth. Under his real-life nickname, Jon Moxley, he signed with the then-fledgling AEW, a company promising fresh storytelling, creative liberty, and a wrestling product infused with edgy realism. Moxley quickly became a cornerstone of AEW, re-establishing himself as a wild, untamed force, capable of both brutal brawling and compelling narrative work. His raw style, combined with a charismatic intensity, revitalized his career and positioned him as a leading figure in AEW's ascension. The reigning AEW World Champion, fourth reign, record-setting dominance. As of 2025, Jon Moxley sits atop AEW as the reigning AEW World Champion, holding the title for an unprecedented fourth time. This milestone is a testament to both his enduring popularity and his unmatched ability to deliver in the ring night after night. His championship run has been defined by his trademark no-holds-barred wrestling style, where the line between performance and genuine risk often blurs. His most recent title victory came at AEW Dynasty, where Moxley defeated Swerve Strickland in a match that showcased exactly why he remains one of wrestling's most compelling champions. The bout was a brutal affair, chaotic, emotional, and physically demanding, perfectly fitting Moxley's persona as a fighter who thrives in adversity. His ability to endure punishment and keep pushing forward has endeared him to fans who see him as the embodiment of resilience. Throughout his reigns, Moxley has consistently chosen to put himself in matches that test the limits of physical endurance. He has participated in everything from brutal, unsanctioned street fights to violent, hardcore matches that recall the extreme days of wrestling's past. This willingness to go to the edge of danger and vulnerability has forged a unique connection with audiences who are drawn to the rawness and unpredictability of his performances. However, this style comes at a cost. Both fans and industry insiders have voiced concerns about the long-term effects of Moxley's aggressive approach on his health. His in-ring work often involves high-impact moves, stiff strikes, and the occasional reckless risk, raising questions about how much longer he can sustain such intensity without serious injury. Behind the scenes, rumors and alleged tensions with AEW management. While Jon Moxley's contributions to AEW have been undeniable, his relationship with the company's leadership has been the subject of persistent rumors and backstage speculation. Particularly notable are whispers of friction between Moxley and AEW's owner and president, Tony Khan. Sources close to the company have suggested that the two have clashed over creative directions, especially regarding Moxley's involvement in the company's most violent storylines. Moxley's inclination toward matches that push the boundaries of wrestling violence reportedly runs counter to Khan's desire to maintain AEW's mainstream appeal and long-term sustainability. Some insiders indicate that Khan and his team have grown increasingly cautious about AEW's reputation and the risks associated with extreme wrestling content, potentially seeking to tone down the hardcore elements in favor of more traditional wrestling storytelling. Moxley's resistance to this shift and his insistence on continuing his no-holds-barred style have allegedly created tension. Beyond creative differences, concerns have also been raised about Moxley's physical well-being. His history of wrestling through injuries, often refusing to dial back his intensity, reportedly worries AEW management, who fear his body may not hold up indefinitely under such strain. While none of these rumors have been publicly confirmed by either Moxley or Khan, the persistent chatter speaks volumes about Moxley's role as both a vital asset and a potential wildcard within AEW. His presence carries enormous weight, but it also represents a challenge for a company navigating growth and the demands of broader audiences. The man behind the wrestler. Jon Moxley's personal life and public interest, away from the lights, cameras, and roaring crowds, Jonathan Good's life has attracted considerable public attention, especially regarding his marriage to Renee Paquette, a respected former WWE broadcaster and current AEW commentator. The couple married in 2017 and are widely regarded as one of wrestling's most intriguing power couples. Despite their high-profile roles in wrestling, Moxley and Paquette have managed to keep much of their private life away from public scrutiny, a rarity in an industry often built on exposure. However, in recent years, rumors have surfaced speculating on possible marital strains, largely fueled by Moxley's grueling schedule and increasing absences from AEW television. Paquette's growing presence as a commentator and interviewer in AEW, combined with Moxley's demands as a top wrestler, has led some fans and insiders to question how the couple balances personal life and professional commitments. Although neither has officially commented on these rumors, they have both emphasized the strength of their relationship and mutual support despite career pressures. Their dynamic highlights the complex lives professional wrestlers lead, juggling public personas, physical tolls, and family life behind the scenes. Physical, toll, and health concerns. How much longer can Moxley keep going? The toll that years of brutal wrestling matches have taken on Jon Moxley's body is undeniable. Known for his willingness to endure punishment and push physical limits, Moxley's career has been marked by injuries ranging from concussions to knee problems and beyond. In 2023, these issues culminated in a brief hiatus from AEW, during which Moxley took time off to address lingering health concerns. This absence sparked widespread speculation and concern among fans and commentators alike about the future of one of wrestling's most beloved and intense performers. Yet, demonstrating the same resilience that defines his wrestling style, Moxley made a triumphant return, much to the delight of fans worldwide. His ability to bounce back from injury and continue competing at the highest level has become a defining part of his legend. Still, questions linger about sustainability. The demands of being AEW World Champion, constantly defending the title in grueling, high-stakes matches, place immense strain on Moxley. wrestling insiders speculate about how long he can maintain this level of intensity without compromising his health further. Rumours also suggest that Moxley himself may be contemplating a future beyond active competition, preparing for life after wrestling. While he shows no immediate signs of slowing down, the physical and emotional weight of his current role as a top champion may eventually prompt a transition. What lies ahead for Jon Moxley and AEW? As Moxley continues his record-setting fourth reign as AEW World Champion, the wrestling community watches closely, both excited and apprehensive about what comes next. While Moxley remains an electrifying figure and a dominant force, some fans express fatigue with the constant cycle of brutal matches and the company's heavy reliance on his star power. AEW faces the challenge of balancing Moxley's appeal with the need to cultivate new stars and diversify its storytelling approaches. The prospect of Moxley eventually passing the torch to the next generation looms large. Who that next champion will be and how AEW will handle that transition remains open for debate. Simultaneously, the rumours of backstage tension and Moxley's personal considerations add layers of uncertainty about his long-term future. Whether his reign ends by storyline defeat, voluntary retirement, or a gradual shift to a less active role, one thing is clear. Jon Moxley's impact on AEW and professional wrestling is profound and enduring. Conclusion: the relentless spirit of Jon Moxley. Jonathan Good's journey from Dean Ambrose in WWE to Jon Moxley in AEW encapsulates the essence of modern wrestling's evolution. His fearless approach, ability to connect deeply with audiences, and willingness to embrace both chaos and storytelling have made him one of the most captivating figures in the sport. At 39 years old and holding the AEW World Championship for the fourth time, Moxley embodies both the triumph and the toll of wrestling's physical and emotional demands. His legacy is one of defiance against expectations, conventions, and even the limits of his own body. As the wrestling world awaits what could be the closing chapters of his in-ring career, Jon Moxley remains a symbol of wrestling's wildcard, unpredictable, intense, and fiercely committed to the craft he loves. AEW, its fans, and the wrestling industry as a whole will watch with anticipation as Moxley writes the next pages of his extraordinary story,